I believe the topic of my speech can be best introduced by a paraphrase from a particularly famous clergyman. And wav, twoo wav, is what brings us here today. Yes, spring is in the air. The dusty relics of a winter that still seems to completely accede to its death hang heavy in our lungs, but with the return of the sun, and a few other significant reasons besides, my mind instantly came to the idea of addressing love as the topic for the application of the rotary four-way test. In the teenager's world, love, or whatever you want to call it, if it's not love, is a large part of our interactions with other people. Now, I may not be the love guru, and I'm definitely no Dr. Hitch, but I am a man. I care about the women that surround me, and I try and model my actions so that I do not hurt them. The four-way test provides a fantastic framework for viewing a relationship in a way that encourages character and self-awareness. These traits, in turn, encourage a healthy, ethical romance. By examining one's own actions in the four simple questions of the test, not only romantic, but also other relationships will be strengthened. If Hollywood has done nothing else, it has provided us with an immense number of examples of relationships that explode due to a lack of character on either of the participants' sides. Movies like The Incredibles, Batman Begins, and The Prestige explore how relationships can become negative. Through obsession, interference, or secrecy, the couples in these movies experience issues that come as part of not being aware of the ideals behind the test. For example, in The Incredibles, none of the doubts about Mr. Incredible's fidelity would have been raised had he followed the first of the tests and asked himself, is it the truth, when he was talking with his wife? Bruce Wayne would have reconsidered both being Batman and pursuing Rachel's affections if he had considered, is it fair or will it be beneficial to all concerned? In the simple question, will it build goodwill and better relationships, would have prevented at least 3 deaths in The Prestige's revenge-fueled struggle between Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale. In a classic case of art imitating life, these same issues exist, hopefully to a lesser degree, in non-scripted relationships. The character of those who love each other completely changes how the relationship functions. Bluntly, Mr. Incredible was a liar. Batman self-focused and the two magicians completely obsessed. These unhealthy voices destroyed, either for a short time or forever, what could have been truly beautiful. Actions, especially actions of the heroic disposition normally required to fix a flagging relationship, cannot be started by accident. A man must be aware of where he stands before he can take any steps whatsoever to fix it. Any issue must be acknowledged before it can be addressed. Thus, self-awareness is actually the greatest gift of the four-way test in terms of relationships. Without introspection about the current state of one's character, one can't apply the ideals underlying the questions. For example, take the question, is it fair to all concerned? Suppose that there is a high schooler who has a life-threatening crush on a girl. Also suppose that the girl recently had a grandparent die. Now, if the student behaved without ethics, he might take advantage of her emotional instability to try and force a near dependence on his comfort to the girl. The action in itself would be justified and rationalized along the lines of the following. The girl is obviously hurting. I can comfort someone who is hurting, and she needs someone that she can talk to. However, if the student were to ask himself if he was being fair, he would realize that his actions were really manipulative, building a relationship on an atypical emotional state. This foundation of sand is actually unfair to both participants, as the girl's emotions are being taken advantage of to allow the guy to get closer, while the guy is left wondering why everything falls apart as soon as the girl stops being miserable. Actions such as these are generally not conscious, and the reasons for them can sound so justified that the objective clarity of truly answering the simple question, is it fair, can be a great help in making relationships more durable. Every question on the test is an excellent check to make sure that one is acting in good character, which will in turn strengthen the bond that exists between the people. The bedrock of every solid relationship is self-awareness, and the will to transform that knowledge into positive, ethical interaction. Everything I have claimed in this essay can be corroborated by my own experiences at one time or another. I have seen relationships fall to falsehood, explode in exploitation, halt from building hatred, and fail as one person completely ignores the benefit of the other in pursuing what they call romance. I know that the four-way test is a check that can help any well-meaning male, and I assume any well-meaning female, to make sure that the interactions with other people are respectful and ethical. A relationship should be built on honesty, integrity, respect, and care, among other traits. As individuals equipped with the test, and the desire to truly utilize it as a tool for introspection, will be able to spot many of the pitfalls of romance before they consume both him and the relationship. Now, as I said, I may not be the love guru, and I'm definitely not Hitch, but I am Jonathan Scott Morrison, and I approve this message.